an opening statement about being selected to Lexington, and then we'll throw it to questions from the group.
Yeah, really excited to get Lexington as the site. I mean, obviously we would have been happy with any location, but to be close to home, to have some fans and some family able to travel, also to be able to play a golf course that I'm familiar with. I've grown up playing some junior golf tournaments and Kentucky Opens there, so having some familiarity is a good thing, and we're excited to see how we do.
How much does that carry over with the team? Are your players familiar with that course too, or is that something that you have to kind of catch them up on?
Yeah, I'll have to catch up with them. I don't know of anyone on the team that's played the course yet, but I think it will be an advantage not having a home team there, since University of Kentucky won't be playing. I think pretty much all the regional sites, just like they say on the Golf Channel, that's a 3 or 4 shot advantage for the home team. So that could be a benefit to us to play in a tournament that doesn't have a host there. So everyone's going to kind of be in the same boat with having to catch up on the course. But we'll have good course notes, and the girls will be prepared.
Coach, kind of like I asked them, just for this to be the first ever time in program history, just to be in the tournament, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I think it's hard to be the first to do anything, and to be the first team to win conference in the 48-year history is difficult. And you could tell from what they said about the rings, they really wanted the rings, and they've been talking about them. And I've brought Travis Hudson in the past to show them the rings, and so it's something that's always been out there. And I think it was a little bit different this year. You know, the team was kind of more peaceful and calm and confident with it, because I think that's what confidence is really. It's not that you're doing your best all the time. It's sometimes when you're not maybe doing your best that you still feel like you'll figure it out and you'll be able to come out on top. Even though we didn't get off to a great start, they didn't stress or worry about it. They just kept doing their game and sticking to their plan, and we ended up on top. So it was good.
You know, now you have the whole team this time, and not just Katie. You know, as a coach, how do you prepare to, coach the entire team out there instead of just being with one individual like you have in the past?
Right, and I think it's a little bit different when you just have one. It almost felt like I was caddying for her in a sense versus what we go through all year. I know going through it with Katie, and Katie seeing the other teams there together and having their friends around them, maybe having a little bit more of an experience. So I know that was her number one goal going into the season this year, was to have the whole team there, and I'm really happy that she was able to do it for her senior year.
Going forward with the program, what kind of standards does this set for those coming into the program and for those that left?
Yeah, this sets the bar pretty high. I think the incoming freshmen are going to have their work cut out to keep up with this team. But the good news is that we have a really solid core of juniors coming back. So from our conference team, Katie was the only one that's graduating out. So we'll be missing Faith Martin from a leadership standpoint. So they're going to definitely be tough to replace, but I think our stock is high right now, and I think we're starting to get noticed, and more players and recruits across the country are aware of us, to where maybe not so much when I was first hired. And I think this is definitely something we can build on.
Just going back to the CUSA Championship too, that final round, is that something that you saw building, or did they surprise you a little bit with the way they played that final game?
I wouldn't say they surprised me. The team has played really solid all year, and I think that's a testament to our tournament schedule improving. We've played in a lot tougher fields, so I don't think they were necessarily intimidated by anyone, because we've been paired with Auburn and Florida and Vanderbilt and Tennessee throughout the season. So it's not like we haven't seen some really good players. But I think this team is kind of has a more maybe maturity to them, just being upperclassmen, to where I don't think they worry about it as much, and they know that if they just keep doing what they need to do, that it'll take care of itself.
Are you excited that you don't have to drive the van, 12, 14 hours across the country?
The van has definitely got some miles on it this spring. It's already time for an oil change, and I just changed it in January. So, yeah, it'll be nice to be close. Just because with golf, you have golf bags and push carts and so much gear. So it will be nice to be able to drive and just have all of it with us and not have to worry about the logistics of flying. So this is one of the many reasons that it's good to be close to home.
Now, being in state, though, you have the inconsistency of Kentucky weather that you have to deal with. Is that something that you worry about at all, or you just kind of take it as it comes?
Yeah, the weather hasn't been great this spring. So it's been really rainy and windy and cold. So we've been playing through, gosh, you name it, all spring. So I don't think anything we see is going to throw us off guard next week. So So yeah, I think it'll be great because we'll have Old Stone to prep, and we have common, bluegrass rough and bent greens and conditions that we can prepare on next week. So I am excited about that, and really excited to tee it up next week.
So what is the schedule like going forward until you get to Lexington, or when do you get to Lexington, and how often do you get to practice on the course before you?
Yeah, I think we're going to be careful not to overexert ourselves. I think some of it is energy management and kind of getting some rest. We've had a really busy spring, and we've had a lot of travel. Obviously, it's that time of year with finals coming up and the class schedules, and we do miss a lot of class with golf, probably more than any other sport. So they'll have some classwork that they need to make sure that they're on top of. But for the most part, we've got access to the facilities, and like I said, the indoor facility and the golf courses here in town. So we'll kind of stick to our game plan and keep doing the same kind of practices that we've done. We're not going to change anything now just because it's a different tournament or a regional tournament. But yeah, I think the plan is working, and we're just going to stick to it.
We brought up having that home state advantage. You're also in regional with Louisville. Just how cool is that to have two Kentucky teams in the same region?
Yeah, that is great. And I'm good friends with Whitney as well, and we've co-hosted a tournament together, and we played in their tournament in the fall, the Cardinal Cup. So I know she's probably excited to be close to home also. But yeah, no, I think it's always fun to see coaching friends, and I know like Sydney has a really good friend on Louisville's team. So all of that's just going to add to the experience, and I really hope they have the time of their lives.